What's up YouTube, Andy back again, and I'm going to tackle Ninja Gaiden on the NES today. Now, the other week I played through the Master System's most famous ninja game, Shinobi, and yeah, I figured I should take on the NES's most famous one, which is Ninja Gaiden. And they're actually really different games. Ninja Gaiden's a fantastic game. The first thing to note is it's got a notorious difficulty. Now, it is quite a difficult game, but that difficulty is definitely overblown. Most of the difficulty comes from some cheap enemy placement, which you can learn, and like a couple of the bosses are a bit awkward, but it's definitely very beatable and really worth playing through. It's an awesome game. I suppose the other difference between this and Shinobi, this focuses mainly on like close quarter combat. I mean, you do have projectile weapons, but they're kind of like special weapons that you pick up. And yeah, most of the game is about like very close quarter combat and very precision jumping. So right, this is the first boss. He's a massive wimp. You can just kind of keep him at sword's length, and yeah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, it's worth mentioning, this game is one of the like earliest games to use cutscenes to tell its story. It's got a really cool story and the cutscenes are awesome. We won't watch them now, but they're definitely worth checking out. So on to level 2-1. Now, as well as the really awesome close quarter combat, the other mechanic in this game that's interesting is the wall jumps. So they make up a large part of platforming sections, and yeah, they're really cool. They can be problematic in that you can stick to walls when you don't want to. So just bear that in mind. If there's a wall in front of you and you jump and try to attack an enemy, you might just stick to the wall instead of hitting the enemy. Yeah, many a death has occurred because of that. Shit. I figured I should just get out of there then. So yeah, this game over in the UK was known as Shadow Warrior. Now, the reason for that, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but it comes down to the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles thing. I mean, I thought that was weird even as a kid. I think the word ninja was considered like too violent or something. Yeah, very strange. There were actually 3 Ninja Gaiden titles on the NES. Now, the second one is a little bit more fair than this one. Less cheap deaths, and it's all the better for it. I'd say, yeah, I think the second one's the best one actually. Whoops. The third game is really difficult, and the main reason for that, it's a little bit cheap actually. It doesn't give you infinite continues. You only get a few continues, and I mean, I would never be able to get through this game without infinite continues. I certainly wouldn't be able to learn it without them. Now, the Famicom release had. It's alright, I'm focusing. Whoa. Yeah, the Famicom release, they were generous enough to give you infinite continues. Fucking hell. That was close. Yeah, the Famicom one, they give you infinite continues. Makes the game way better from what I'm told. That's right, I was worried about making that jump then after after the last mishap. Bloody hell. That is not the way to do that bit. Oh well, we're through. Alright, boss 3. Okay, yeah, I know this guy. He's kind of similar to boss 1. Just keep him at sword's length, duck down, slash at his legs, yeah, it should go down. Okay, on to stage 3-1. Yeah, the difficulty ramps up just a little bit here. I'm sat about an inch away from my TV. Definitely gonna have to concentrate hard on the last few levels. I guess we're probably like getting towards halfway through. Not a terribly long game. But yeah, really awesome. Yeah, this game is definitely one of like quick reaction times. Now, what's interesting is that they did a series of like, whoa. Yeah, they did a series of remakes and things. Now, the Xbox got the first one, and it was later ported to the PS3 under the Ninja Gaiden Black, they called it. And there was a sequel as well to that. Now, yeah, it's alright, I'm just trying to remember this jump. Yeah, no, it's interesting. These games, surprisingly, for a game that's so quick paced, they made like a really, really good transition into 3D. And Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox and Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Black, whatever, they're really awesome games. And they retain a lot of what is so brilliant about this one. That really sharp platform actiony sort of, that last jump can be awkward, by the way. Okay, so this is the boss anyway. Now, I've got very low life, so it's going to make it a bit tenser than it needs to be. But all you've got to do is duck down into one of the corners and slash away at him when you can, and then time your strikes when he fires projectiles to take him out of the air. As you can see, my life bar's in trouble, so it's making it a lot more shit. That's not the time to take a hit, was it? Okay, there we go. Just squeak through. Alright, so level 4-1. As I was saying, definitely play those remakes if you get the chance, they're awesome. I made the mistake of selling my PS3 to buy my PS4. I just wasn't using my PS3 anymore, but I mean, I've hardly used my PS4 either, bar for like Bloodborne and a couple of other games. And it's meant I haven't got access to such things, but I would, I'd really recommend playing them. So the difficulty does ramp up a little bit now. I think it's more levels. I think it's more levels 5 and 6, but it definitely does get a little bit more challenging here. I love that animation as he's climbing up through the forest there. It's really cool. You've got to watch out for this guy. He can knock you off the edge if you're not careful. Yeah, the checkpoint system can be quite harsh. Like you can die on a boss and you can have to like redo the whole level sometimes, and some of the levels are a real pain. So very much a game you do need a bit of patience for, or a healthy amount of OCD if there's such a thing. It's interesting about this game. So this was originally an arcade title, but this bears very little resemblance to the arcade game. The arcade game was a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it did get a release on the Amiga, I believe. Those birds are so fucking annoying. It did get a release on the Amiga, but the NES version doesn't bear any resemblance really to it at all. Other than apparently the first level looks very similar. I have to say I can't really remember the arcade version. I'm hoping we're coming towards the end of this level because my life bar isn't looking too pretty. Yeah, I would really like to play the arcade game at some point. I think probably the easiest way for me to do it would be to play the arcade port of it, which is apparently really good. Not that I have an Amiga at the moment, but it is on my to buy list. I never actually had an Amiga when I was younger either. It was always a computer that I played around friends' houses. Yeah, my friend from primary school had an Amiga 1200. We used to play all sorts on it, Zool and Alien 3 and stuff. Really cool machine. Alright, so this jump here is a little bit of a pain in the arse. That's actually gone worryingly well. Yeah, that gun can knock you back down like countless times. It can be really, really annoying. We're progressing quite nicely through stage 4-3 now. Unfortunately, we've got to go up there. Of course we have. And so the boss. Now, I'm thinking about this game as I'm playing through it. Like the bosses in this game really aren't too bad. Admittedly, like the last couple can be a pain. So what you've got to do with these guys, use the pillars. If you're stood in front of a pillar, they're not going to hit you. Because they land on top of the pillar instead of on your head. And then just kind of bob and weave and try and slash them when they go into the middle or near your pillar. You might have to do the odd bit of ducking to avoid certain things, but for the most part you should be alright. But I think I've focused all my attention on one of them, the other one's got a lot of life left, but that's alright. I've got out of this fire thing, I might as well use it. There we go, boss 4-4 dealt with. Okay, level 5-1. So yeah, the difficulty does ramp up a little bit here. Just need to be like that much sharper, I guess. But it's not so bad. it's one of those games you kind of, I mean, it's not similar to Mario in any way, besides it being a platformer, but it does have the, like, if you get into like a rhythm, that can really help you. Like, kind of, you want to keep your pace. I think it makes it easier than trying to stutter your way through the levels. I find that big time in Mario games. So yeah, we're getting towards a couple of, like, what I would call the cheaper jumps in the game now. That's one of them. The best thing to do there is just ignore that bat. If you kill it, then when you go to jump, another will just appear and knock you straight down a hole. But if you leave it on the screen, you're all right. Those guys are super aggressive, so we just leg it. All right, so level 5-2, and yeah, it's I guess the difficulty here is, again, it's the, like, enemies trying to knock you into the gaps. It can be a bit of a pain. You can sort of die a couple of cheap deaths here if you're not careful. Alright, so the one bit of assistance you do get with these awkward jumps is, yeah, if you look at the icon I've got in the middle of the screen up the top, it's like a swirly thing. Now, what that allows me to do is when I somersault, if I press attack, he'll take his sword out and do like a spinning attack thing. Yeah, and like, that value can't be overstated. It's really, really useful, as you can see along here. The only problem with it is it's limited how much you can use it. Yeah, each one of them uses up 5 of the points. If you look just to the left of it, there's a 10. So you've only got limited numbers basically. Alright, so this jump here is a little bit awkward. You've got to kind of try to land on the, like, wall grab the very bottom of the wall. Yeah, it can be difficult, but okay, so level 5-3, and yeah, I just met a bit of a grisly end. So yeah, my life got really low, and yeah, I couldn't get through the part which is just up the stairs here, up this ladder. Yeah, what you've got is like a series of these, like, flying things throwing loads of shurikens at you. Yeah, and if you don't, like, take them out straight away, the whole screen gets plastered in shurikens, and it can be a bit of a pain. Yeah, so I've been thinking about the NES, and I've been playing this game a lot recently, sort of practicing it and trying to get better at it and things. And I've said this before about the NES, but this is just another really, really good example of it. This, yeah, the NES has, like, the best selection of action platformers out of any system, I think. And yeah, I'm thinking about, I might do like a video or something about the must-play NES action platformers or something like that, because there really are loads of them. Shit. Yeah, there's like too many to choose from almost. I think we'll just get out of there. We must be getting towards the boss now of level 5. I hope so. Yeah, he's along the roof here, I think. Okay, so with this boss, it's unfortunately it's a bit of a war of attrition. What I tend to do is get into his legs and slice the shit out of him, but oh, that wasn't so bad actually. Yeah, I try to, like, slice him as quick as I can, like really rapid on the button, and don't let him walk into you. Like, if the fireball hits you, it sucks, but it won't take much life. But if he walks into you, yeah, it takes loads of your life. Okay, we're on to level 6, and things do get a little bit tricky here. This is the last level of the game, and yeah, it does ramp the difficulty up a fair bit. It's just a couple of horrible jumps and some shitty enemy placement, and a boss who is a pain in the arse at the end of it all. But it shouldn't, you know, it can be done definitely. Shit. It's always a relief when you get that power up that allows you to do the jump spin attack thing. Alright, so this is level 6-2. Now, this is the hardest level. I think this is the hardest level in the game. It's certainly the one I struggle most with. You'll see why very, very shortly. It's basically down to some fairly cruel enemy placement. And yeah, there's a good chance you're going to get knocked into a hole. That was, yeah, that was pretty ugly, but we'll take it, I think. I'm sure there's a really, like, graceful ninja way of doing that, but yeah, that wasn't it. So once again here, like some really harsh enemy placement. You just got to kind of time your jump and land right on the edge, and not when he's firing bullets. Otherwise, yeah, you get yourself into trouble. Right, I'm hoping that is us more or less through 6-2, but we'll see. Wow. Doesn't help as well, this level's massive. Okay, I think we made it. Okay, so I'm glad 6-2's out of the way. That level always kicks my ass. And on to 6-3, and this is the penultimate level, and it's, as I remember it, a little bit easier than the last one, which is no bad thing. So yeah, just the boss to do after this, and yeah, that's the game complete. Okay, onward. I just died pretty badly, enemies slowly sort of chipping away at my life bar, but hopefully we can still get through. Best not to hang around there too long, because that guy throwing the like boomerang thing will absolutely slaughter you given off a chance. I'm just going to hang out here a minute, because I've got that guy locked, and if I jump he's going to hit me. A good example of it is sticking me to a wall when I didn't want to be. Yeah, it can be a pain that. I am in full focus mode now. Playing through these games can be so stressful. Like I remember when I did my my Ninja Turtles playthrough. Like, holy shit! Like I got so tense at the end. Yeah, I was glad to get through that. Alright, I think. Yeah, that's not the exact way you're supposed to do that bit, but yeah, happy to be through it. This is the first phase of the final boss. Now, he's pretty difficult, this guy. This first phase, not least this first phase, the best thing to do, you want to make sure you don't get hit by the bloke on the floor at all. If you're going to take hits, take them off the sort of the ball things that are flying around, and then when you get a chance to get into the middle, yeah, take it and attack him. Attack the red thing. Nearly there. All right, that's phase 1 down. Cool. Father. Okay, so this is the second phase of the final boss. Now the trick here, firstly avoid his fireballs as best you can, but make sure whatever you do, you don't let him fly into you, because if he flies into you, it takes off a lot more life than those fireballs do. The fireballs are kind of, I think they only take off 1 bar, so as long as you're chipping away at him, you can take the odd hit off those. But as I say, don't let him, don't let him fly into you, like I just did there. Not ideal. Now the only good thing is, in between phases of this boss, this is even Stevens by the way, 5 life bits each. Yeah, now the only good thing about this boss, they give you a little bit of a break in that in between phases, they give you a new life bar, which is a great thing, because I mean I think it'd be near enough impossible without that. Alright, one more hit, I think. Shit. Alright, I run that pretty close, but that's cool. So this is the third phase of the final boss, and thankfully it is the easiest one. All you've got to do is dodge the things that come flying out of his head, the projectile things. Yeah, and then first he slashes his tail to make that come off. The trick is, I think, don't be like, don't be too greedy. Like, just try and like bob and weave, like 1 or 2 hits, if that's all we can get, and then get out of there. Yeah, I've got no idea how to avoid his head, by the way, when that comes off. I just take that hit. Yeah, and then when his head's off, just just chip away at the heart. And there we go. So, yeah, that's the game finished. That's Ninja Gaiden completed. Definitely a brutal game. Really, really awesome though. Yeah, cool cutscenes at the end again. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Definitely play Ninja Gaiden if you haven't already. It's really, really good fun. Please like, comment, subscribe. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.